Okay. I'm good. Okay. I think I'm good. I think we're all here. I think we're set. I think we are ready. My God, it's been a while, guys. It's just that pause in between, from when I do the Talking Logic podcast to now. But I got something, guys, today. I got something for you guys on um tomorrow, and then I will be on vacation from Friday until I come back on Sunday. But guys, today we are going to be talking about Raw and NXT, what went down on both shows. This is Raw and NXT reviews, the wrestling review from your truly the logical predictor. So, how about we get right into it, okay? Let me get right into it. So, Raw, by the title, disappointed but not surprised. I was disappointed in Raw on Monday. I was very disappointed. And it has to do with the fact that it's just how how it was told, how it went out. Everything about it was just, it was not for me. But we already reviewed it, so we're going to review it right now. And to be completely honest, I had nothing. I had nothing to watch on on fucking Sunday. There's no wrestling, but you know what? It's okay. We're going to be talking about this right now. So we open up with Nikki Cross welcoming everybody to Monday Night Raw. Okay, nice little start. Okay, nice little start with the Raw Women's Championship. Let me tell you something right now. Okay, I've said this before. I like Nikki Ash. I love Nikki Ash. She is a fucking her character is perfect. It's a spreads positivity. It spreads awareness to people. Eh, Her fucking her character is like awesome. I love it. It's the fact that it's her character that I like, but put the title on her. No, I feel like they could have literally done it in a better sense. I feel like they could have had Nikki Ash cash in at SummerSlam, and then at that point make her a superhero. I feel like her build should have been, go from almost a superhero to becoming a superhero when she wins the Raw Women's Championship. Like that would have made more sense to me. Said WWE made Nikki Ash or Nikki Cross win more matches here and there, week after week. You know, which she kind of did, but they were under the rules of a beat their clock. That makes no sense. And then have her character get changed a little bit and tweaked, and then being tag team matches with Alexa Bliss, that doesn't help the character as much. Other than her picking up a fucking win week after week. But my God. Love the character. I just don't like the fact that she's Raw Women's Champion. So I think at the pay-per-view, I know the story now, and I think I know who's going to win based off of the story they're trying to tell. Charlotte Flair comes out, okay? She comes out. She's whining about another opportunity because of the fact that she got screwed over last week. Rhea Ripley comes out as well. Fucking, like, all of them in the ring want a shot the Raw Women's Championship because Nikki Ash stole the spotlight. Like, can we just change her name too? She's not almost a superhero. Like, as she won the Raw Women's Champion, she should be called Nikki Hero. This is what we're gonna call her. We're gonna call her Nikki fucking Hero. Nikki Hero is the Raw Women's Champion, guys. Nikki Hero. But it took forever. I think what culture already fucking, said this before. Like it just took so long just to get to the fucking point of making the match at SummerSlam. So at SummerSlam, it will be Nikki Hero, Nikki Ash, Nikki Hero defending her Raw Women's Championship against the two women that got screwed over. It was fucking Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. And you know what? I think my mom is going to predict Charlotte, and that's okay because I expect her to win too. I expect her to fucking win. And Becky could return, but you know what? They're gonna save Sasha. They're gonna do Sasha Banks instead to return. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm okay with that match because I already know who likely will win, and it probably won't be Charlotte, or it might. But the story they're trying to tell is to basically have Nikki Ash defeat diversity. And you know what? Diversity is a big thing. Okay? Normal people, and this is real life, normal people hate different people. I don't fucking understand. What's we normal people should understand that everyone in this fucking world is different, including themselves. So I don't understand how normal people hate different people even though they're different. Hypocritical, is it, right? It is. It fucking is. So this story that they're trying to tell, as much as I don't like the whole fucking who's in it, it makes fucking, and I'm putting air quotes in this, sense. Even though it kind of doesn't, it does. And I'm all behind Nikki Ash or Nikki Hero winning at SummerSlam. I'm kind of behind it a little bit because she's facing diversity. If that's what they're trying to do. If they are just having her fucking, you know, be bullied around just to fucking, with all the, people just, feeling bad for her and then they just give her the win because people felt bad because of what WWE did, then that's some bullshit. I don't follow through the story and that does not make sense. No air quotes needed. We got on to our first match. I'm pretty happy about this one. Thank God WWE made it, and it's likely going to happen at SummerSlam. It was Damian Priest versus Sheamus, and both of these men went off. Sheamus and Damian Priest went off. This was a great, great match to have. Um, and the storytelling makes fucking sense. You had Humberto Carrillo get his title opportunity, lost, and you had Sheamus look like the bully, bullying him. So Damian Priest steps up, and he's like, how would you take on someone your own size? You know what I mean? That type of story. And I like it. It's just adding more elements to it, It's just, standing up to the bully. You know what I mean? So I like this. Damian Priest did cop the victory, and it was a fucking championship contenders match, meaning that if you beat the champion, you become number one contender instantly. Like, I guess that's how WWE does it now. Don't understand completely. But yeah, Damian Priest defeats Sheamus, and we're gonna see that at SummerSlam. I guess maybe some point down the road. We then saw our Raw Tag Team Championships, and let's continue with the rolling of good matches, man. This is another good match. AJ Styles and Amos defended the title successfully against the Viking Raiders, and yeah, they were on fire. The Viking Raiders were actually not like they were going at it. They were just hammering AJ. They actually knocked off Amos off the apron. I remember that. Like just more shit here and there. AJ after Amos dropped Eric with a huge with a huge fucking I guess choke slam, two-handed choke slam. Styles executed it with a 450 splash and ended it. I'm sorry, I'm kind of a little sick, so sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, we just got that instantly. So we just got that Raw Tag Team Championship match, and we have tying this into another story that that is getting set up for SummerSlam. I will get to that soon. But let's continue with what in the fuck is WWE doing with Drew McIntyre and fucking Jinder? Like, they've been part of 3MB, so tie in 3MB together. Tie that in. The start of this whole fucking thing was because of one, not responding back. Then it was about fucking the weapon, the sword being stolen. Then it's about a motorcycle getting destroyed. Now it's about Drew McIntyre becoming a full-on badass to Jinder whining and bitching and moaning about getting legal action against Drew. You know how fucking corny that is? We went from a whole fucking series of, you didn't reply back. Well, you stole my sword. You broke my motorcycle. I sue you. Come on, WWE. Can you fucking make this? Can you make any sense out of this? Like, what the fuck? So, Drew McIntyre took on Veer in a match, and it ended in a disqualification, man. Oh my fucking god. Like, we already saw Drew and Jinder face and then ended in disqualification. I was like, okay, that probably made sense. You know, save their big matchup for, I guess, for SummerSlam, maybe. But now you're doing it again here, and it does not work. It does not work with disqualification. I think that Drew should have literally just fucking not had a match with Veer. Like, what was the point of this fucking match? Like, where was the silver lining? There was none. So, this match is bad. Then, we had another tag team match. We had Natalya and Tamina taking on Eva Marie and Dewdrop. What the fuck? I'm pretty tired of this bullshit, man. I think I'm gonna agree with fucking MVP and Bobby Lashley. Like, back to business. No more fucking bullshit, WWE. But Vince and anybody and the Raw writing staff, I need to ask one question. Are you guys using the 80-20 rule? Or are you guys coming up with this new rule called the 90-10? I got this from WrestleMania, and I think that this is actually really fucking. This makes sense. So, if you guys don't know the 80-20 rule, WWE uses an 80-20 rule. You have 20% entertaining with the other 80 wacky tacky fucking things. When it comes to Raw, it is a 90-10 rule, which is basically 10% entertaining and 90% bullshit. This match sums it up. Now, to also add in a little element in here, Natalya got injured during this match. I heard she rolled her ankle and she's injured, so really thoughts and prayers to her. I hope she comes back with a full recovery. And, but Tamina's going to be out with a tag team partner, so we're going to need Tamina to be in some single matches by herself as Natalya, I hope it's not a serious, I hope it's not a serious injury because oh my God, I'm just thinking back to when Tyson Kidd got injured, like by Samoa Joe. I'm just like, oh my God, man. Because that injury that Tyson Kidd suffered, it ended his WWE, it just ended his career. And that sucks, man. That really sucks. So like, I don't want this one to be serious and have Natalya no, this isn't like Natalya this cannot be. But no, this match is a big example of fucking the 90-10 rule. During the match, you had Alexa Bliss's doll fucking Lily Lucian, and I fucking hated it. This is not funny, WWE. It is not entertaining. You're doing this to entertain Vince. Why are you entertaining Vince? He is not a fucking, he is not a fan. I need you guys to realize, open your eyes and realize, he is not a fucking fan. He's the owner, the founder of WWE. He's not a fan. You ask a fan what they want to see. You ask someone who's going to watch this content what they want to see and get them entertained, not Vince. If Vince wants to be entertained, he'd watch the main event or the start of the fucking show or a good ass match or the whole show in entirety to see what matches are good and what matches aren't. So this is a prime example of the fucking 90-10 rule right here. And Natalya and Tamina won this match against Eva Marie and Dewdrop. or Piper Nivens. So, yeah, but it came at the cost of Natalia getting injured. I don't understand you, WWE. Moving on. We then got another match. And this has a story to it. I heard some things on, heard some news from a source, of course, Wrestling World on Instagram. Go follow that account. He is liable. He's liable. Um so we got Karrion Kross versus Keith Lee. Two men who have picked up a loss last week on Raw. Both men picked up big losses last week. Karrion Kross picked up a loss over against Jeff Hardy. Keith Lee lost against Bobby Lashley. So he put them up against each other. Okay. Well, WWE, you kind of booked yourself in another corner again. Stop booking yourself in a fucking corner. Never book yourself in a corner like this. And here's why I'm saying WWE booked themselves in a corner. They even did it last week. Twice. Karrion Kross took on Jeff Hardy last week, okay? Now, Jeff Hardy, great superstar. My cousin loves him. Favorite wrestler, like my cousin's favorite wrestler is him. He fucking loves him dearly. But, you had him take on Karrion Kross, an undefeated man in NXT. And they want to take the title off of Kross to bring him keep him on the main roster. Make him a more monster. But you just already had him lose to Jeff Hardy. Like, what? That's stupid. Very stupid. But WWE booked themselves in a corner when Hardy came out. Right when Hardy came out, boom, they booked themselves in a corner. Because Hardy has been on a kind of a losing end. But Karrion Kross has been on a winning end. So you put the guy with the most, like, an undefeated streak versus a guy who's been losing lately. If you were gonna keep Jeff Hardy, if you're gonna make Jeff Hardy keep losing, you might as well let Jeff Hardy lose this one. Because he already came out with the fucking, No More Words theme song, which is the best theme song that he could have. The fans are back. He has his theme song. That's good. He gets his theme song. He shouldn't have to take the win. He should take the pin. Karrion Kross shouldn't have never lost on that episode of Raw. So to make up for that, they had him go up against Keith Lee and win. Keith Lee, on the other hand, was basically Goldberg's bitch. Yeah. Twice this year. Twice. Because if you don't remember, back when Drew McIntyre was champion, Keith Lee took on Drew McIntyre in a WWE title match. And right as that match was over, right as Drew McIntyre retained, guess who came out? Goldberg. Goldberg. Yeah, that motherfucker. So Keith Lee is Goldberg's bitch in a sense. If you really want more about why I say that, go listen to Solo Monster Sounds Off. He explains it very well. And again, he's another person I do watch. Great guy. Goes into depths about this shit. Understands it very well. Reliable source. His podcast is very well to listen to. So he is literally Keith Lee is setup man to Goldberg. But you have him lose again for the second time. So you know what I'm getting the vibe of? I'm getting the vibe of WWE returning superstar, like having WWE make superstars return, and then fucking lose. Look at Zelina Vega. She returned, and she hasn't been winning jack. She lost to Liv Morgan when she came back, and she literally just lost to Toni Storm last week. And she lost the Money in the Bank ladder match. You had Karrion Kross make his debut and lose. And you made Keith Lee return, lose. And right here, he lost again. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because Karrion Kross was not supposed to win tonight. WWE's plans were to have Hardy take on Karrion Kross again and have Kross lose again, which made no fucking sense. Why? Why in the fuck do you do that, WWE? Why would you do that? I would have, if I booked this, I would have had Karrion last week. If I was to book Raw, I would have had Karrion Kross beat Hardy. And if I was to keep the story going again, I would have had fucking Hardy pick up the victory over Kross this week. This week, if Hardy did not get COVID, thoughts prayers to him as well. If Hardy was not to get COVID and be on the show, and if I were able to book it, I would have had Hardy pick up the victory over Kross. I would have had Kross win his debut match and had Hardy pick up the victory over Kross this week. When it came to Keith Lee and Bobby Lashley, I would have had, I don't know what I would. I probably wouldn't have booked that match. I probably would have had fucking Bobby Lashley cut a promo, and that's it. No open challenge, just a promo. But this is bullshit. This is another bullshit one. At least Keith Lee can be, he can have the moniker Goldberg's bitch. I mean, that's up for grabs, right? But still, Jeff Hardy's out for 2 weeks. They want to try to get Karrion Kross up. He put Keith Lee in the jacket submission, which is Samoa Joe's fucking, coquina clutch, or Shayna Baszler's fucking little sleeper hold. So it's like, we did get a little storytelling in this match. Now, it did not make sense for the opponents, but it did make sense for who we got here. Ali and Monsoon took on Mason T-Bar. Now, I like the team of Mustafa Ali and Monsoon. But I thought that was going to go Monsoon being the, wrestler and Ali being the manager, managing him, turning him, building up fire, encouraging him, pushing him. He goes and wins the United States Championship, and then Ali turns his back on him. They're probably building up to that. I don't know, but I'm kind of invested into Ali and Monsoon a little bit. If I was to invest, I'd probably put $5 towards that put five of my bucks up in there and see where it goes. And if it goes nowhere, I'm taking my money back. If it goes to Jack, I'm taking my money back. Taking my money back. Actually, there's 2 superstars. Fuck it. I'll put $10. $10 on that fucking little story. I'm invested into that story. $10. See where it goes. But if it doesn't go anywhere, fuck it. We're not going. We're just not going. We're not taking my money back. Then we got a fucking handicap match between Bobby Lashley and his former Hurt Business members, Cedric and Shelton. And Shelton came out of the blues out of fucking nowhere. Both of them got fucking annihilated. Both of them got dominated. Both of them got fucking wrecked by Bobby Lashley. I want to make this very clear. This review is not made for kids. I'm swearing like shit on here. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a flying fuck. Bobby Lashley, Cedric Alexander, got beat up. Got beat up by Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley hurt them. And he beat them they beat them by hitting jackhammers, spears, stacked them, and pinned them. So, who's another guy who stacked and pinned people? Oh, wait, Roman Reigns. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here's my little story time. I think that we're going to go down the route moving forward. I think we're going to go down the route where we're going to see Bobby Lashley take on Roman Reigns. And this makes perfect fucking sense, man. If we can tie back to fucking when Roman took on Bobby Lashley at Extreme Rules all the way back then, it would make fucking sense. And you have MVP and Paul Heyman being aggressive to each other, so this would be great too, And they had their little beef on Twitter, so we could be setting that up for Survivor Series, and I'd be okay with that. I'm okay with that. That's perfectly fucking fine with me. But don't be pulling shit like this. Remember how I said with the Raw Tag Team Champions we're tying into the story a little bit? Well, Riddle and John Morrison had a match. And I like it. Riddle and John Morrison had a great match. America's Moist Wanted. They had a great match. They put on a phenomenal performance. I'm happy that they had this match. But before this, AJ Styles and Amos were in the back talking to Miz and Morrison. And as they were going back and forth, AJ Styles and Amos came out. And as we saw in this is going to sound very weird. As we saw in this, Amos destroyed Scooter. But here's what makes no sense why WWE put this. It's supposed to be the other way around, I think, WWE. I think you got confused with how you put it. It says Riddle defeated John Morrison, but Morrison picked up the victory over Riddle with Starship Pain. So I don't know. I'm going to go with what it says right here, and I'm saying Morrison wins. He got distracted. Morrison wins. AJ Styles and Amos were not done yet because they fucking annihilated Riddle. They fucking literally destroyed Riddle. And this is to set up Randy Orton's return and at SummerSlam to have their match where RK Bro will win the Raw Tag Team Champions. And we will get the official, this with Randy like this in the back, the Bro, the Viper. I cannot wait for that. What in the hell is going on here? This is stupid for my computer. I freaking need to get it fixed. Anyway, we had a fucking 24/7 championship match. Okay. Now, we had Reginald, who's the 24/7 champion, take on R-Truth in this match. Now, by the rules of 24/7 championship rules, when the 24/7 championship is defended, nobody, and I mean nobody, can get back. Nobody can enter this match. The rules of the 24/7 championship were temporarily suspended as R-Truth got an official attempt to win back his baby, but new champion Reginald wasn't going to let that slide. So Reginald used his acrobatics to fucking, I guess pin R-Truth. So it will go on the record books that R-Truth got pinned by fucking a fly, nice suited Reginald. What are we fucking doing? Like, Reginald as 24/7 champion is fine with me. And it's just like, what are we doing with that title, though? You have superstars like Drew Gulak in the back, Ricochet in the back. You just got people fucking, Tozawa. Like, what the fuck? It's corny as hell. But then you got them. You got the match of the night. You got Flair versus Ash in a match against each other. No championship on the line. It's just them in a match. And Nikki was going to prove to Charlotte that she belongs in the top position, the top tier, that everything that the title picture looks like. She's supposed to be at the top of her game, right? Right? Is that what we're supposed to do? Well, this match alone got me questioning. I didn't fucking watch the match because I knew how bad it was going to be. I thought WWE was going to go in the ugliest sense ever. But you know what? This is what it is. It's just a thumb in the middle. It is a question mark for the ages. This is where I don't know. WWE can go down two routes for this one. They can go down the logical sense, or they can go down the storytelling, or they can go down the complete nonsense. And if they don't go down the storytelling route, well then, you know what? I'm not invested. I'm not. I never wanted to be invested into that fucking feud with Charlotte and Rhea. And to add Nikki Ash in there or Nikki Hero, not fucking with it. So here's how it went. Charlotte and Nikki had a match. They both went on for I don't even know how long because I didn't watch it. But Nikki went for a crossbody, the same move she did to win the Raw Women's Championship. She went for a crossbody. Even though I didn't watch it, I knew the ending. She went for the crossbody. Charlotte caught her, rolled back up into it, 1, 2, 3, pinned her, and that's it. And here's where it went complete bullshit. Charlotte literally got interviewed in the ring after this match and demanded a rematch. So, or I think Nikki wants a rematch. Charlotte needs a rematch. I don't know. We don't know. Charlotte wants a rematch of the Raw Women's Championship. I don't know. But Nikki Ash and Charlotte are gonna fucking probably face each other next week on Raw. But like, my God, WWE. To make sure that Nikki didn't get a fucking, get the, mighty high end stick in here, Charlotte brutalized her, beat her down from the crowd. And you know that girl who was holding the Nikki Ash sign? Yeah, well, she went over there and literally fucking, just completely went over there and just fucking annihilated. Just showed, this is your hero, huh? This is your hero. You know, it's one thing to have Nikki Ash be in a story with Charlotte and Rhea, who treat her like fucking, um, who fucking treat her like shit. Who fucking they just give her, yeah, you're good, yeah, okay, but not the, oh, you're top tier, you're excellent, not all that. Nope. It's one thing. It's one thing to treat her like shit, but it's another to fucking literally treat her as an inferior. It's one thing to say like, oh, you're good, you're not there yet, but you might be. Versus fucking literally, you're never gonna be that. You're never gonna be up to the top. You're never gonna amount to anything. That type shit. I do not stand for that. Okay? I do not. If this is Nikki Ash fighting, with heart and soul, the fight against diversity, then that's my story. That's what I want. I'll be invested in that. But if this is a story where Nikki Ash, since she's a hero, she's not really a hero and she's gonna fucking lose, then I'm not invested. So if Charlotte wins at SummerSlam, I'm not invested at all. Fuck no, done. Not happening. Nikki needs to win this. And she shouldn't have to win because of the WWE Universe's pity. The WWE Universe should not throw pity at Nikki Cross, and that's how she wins. She should not be winning because of WWE's fucking pity. She should win because she should retain the Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam because of her heart, her soul, and the fight against these fucking bullies, against diversity. Everyone in this fucking world is different, including myself. I'm different. You're different. Whoever's watching is different. Whoever watches wrestling is different. Everyone out in this damn world is different. So to the normal people, let's not treat others who are different than us, other people from different, races, religion, sexual orientation. This is Earth. Anything is possible in Earth. Anything is possible in this world. The normal people are hypocrites. If you normal people think for 1 second that fucking Nikki Ash is not gonna retain because of the fight for diversity, if you think she's not going to win this title, let me tell you, you might or might not be wrong. You might be wrong because she could just be telling that story, and that makes the most sense. But then, I'm sorry about this freaking thing under. Everyone's not okay. You could not be wrong. WWE could literally have Nikki Ash lose at SummerSlam and give it to Charlotte, which would make no sense. Yeah, the only sense it'd make is just to have her had more reigns, and I fucking hate that shit. I hate that WWE put the title on her for 24 hours, put the Raw Women's Championship on Charlotte for 24 hours, just for her to have a fucking 11, just for her to be 11 time. That is so fucking stupid. Don't ever make that happen again. I did not like the back and forth between her and fucking Banks with the Raw Women's Championship. So fuck off. Fuck off with that freaking stupid back and forth title change. Fuck no. I don't want it. Not for me. But that brought us to Raw, and it was disappointing, but I'm not surprised because Raw has been a disappointment. And by this show, it was more like as if the WWE Universe was not like in attendance, like the crowds weren't back. It was like we're in the Thunderdome again, where they could just fucking, oh yeah, just let this go by, let that go by, Yeah. Anyway, that was Raw. Disappointed, not surprised. As we move on to NXT, my God, thank you. I enjoyed NXT. But before we get to the NXT review, please do me a favor. Subscribe. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment down below, turn on those post notifications so you'll never miss any wrestling content from yours truly, the Logical Predictor. Let's get on to my highlight of my Tuesday, okay? Of my yesterday. We had a great NXT. We kicked things off with a recap of last week. Previously on NXT, we saw Samoa Joe come out. Oh, Karrion Kross. TikTok, I'm here to break your clock. Karrion Kross, recap of what happened, and the one part of that, like, recap, like, was the perfect timing of the lightning in the background, with Karrion Kross putting down the camera, and you see him, wriggle down, and you just have him walking to his car, and you see the lightning in the back. Oh my God, I love that. That was perfect timing. Perfect timing. And I know it was a stormy night that last week, but perfect timing for that lightning come in. Anyway, we kicked off the show, and I thought we were going to kick off the show with Samoa Joe, but we didn't. We kicked off with a tag team match. It was Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher taking on Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan. And this was a great match to have. I think it was a good match to start off with. Good kick off to fucking NXT. I loved it, but towards the end, I think it got hectic. I didn't know who the fuck the person was, but we got a special return from who was it? Ridge Holland returned. If you guys don't know Ridge Holland, I don't even know who the fuck he was because I didn't watch NXT as much. Ridge Holland was originally partnered up with I want to say, I don't know if this is true. I think he was partnered up with I think it was he was teamed up with Oney Lorcan and like another group, I think, but he still had ties with Pete Dunne and all that shit. But now he's back. He's like the big body part of that team, He actually, looking at his Instagram, because they tagged him in it, he had a ankle injury. So severe, he broke his ankle. Like, oh my God. I was like, what the fuck? But in a sense, you could say this is a distraction. I think it was. Tommaso Ciampa tried fighting back, but he got hit with the bitter end by Pete Dunne. So they pinned Blackheart, and they got the victory. Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan come out with the victory here. And then just to put the cherry on top of this, losing of Ciampa and Thatcher, you had Holland fucking beat Ciampa and Thatcher down towards the end of this. So crazy as this was, it was a great little start, I think. And yeah, it just adds adds an element to something. We could see a good feud between both of these teams. So I hope to see something, hope to see greatness out of this. Then what we got was an important message from Samoa Joe. An announcement. He was carrying a folder. He was carrying like a little folder thing here, little like contracts mostly with NXT on it. And this is something guys did not know. I predicted this, I think, last week, and I thought that this was the route they were going to go, and I called it. I fucking called it, guys. I called it. I can't believe I called it on there. If you guys didn't see it, go watch last week's fucking Raw NXT reviews. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I'll even probably like put the link in the description below. I didn't do that. I didn't have time, but I will. Later, I will after this. I'll edit and put the um right down. But last week, if you guys didn't know, Karrion Kross did put his hands on William Regal. He also put his hands on Joe during the fucking, when he was referee during Kross versus Gargano for the championship. So Samoa Joe was provoked. William Regal was provoked. And I was off of the fucking couch. Like, I was off of that couch right there going off when I fucking saw Joe have William Regal come out. William Regal came out into the ring, and Joe wanted to get a few things here, too. Last week, Joe literally was mad. So mad. Joe has only been here for like what? Like 6 weeks? 5, 6 weeks almost, I think. Part of, being the Forcer. Not anymore. Joe explained to Regal that he was provoked. When I joined here, I said I would not, I agreed to your terms. I agreed to be the enforcer. I agreed to not compete, be an active member. And I agreed to not put my hands on any superstars unless I was provoked. You can consider me provoked. Joe wanted he wanted one thing. He wanted the biggest thing. He told Regal, Joe knows Regal more than anybody in the business in the NXT. So Joe laid it down for him. Joe knew Regal wanted to fire or take the title away from Karrion Kross, but Joe had a better idea. Joe opened up the folder, and it only takes 3 little steps. The first one is Joe resigns from being the enforcer on NXT. He's done. He's done with WWE management. He's done with NXT management. He's done being the enforcer. He's done with that. That's over with. He quits. Okay? He quits being the enforcer. That's step 1. Step 2. And this is what I thought. I thought he was going to show the medical paper saying that he's cleared, but he didn't. Instead, he brought out a piece of paper stating that he would like to be a part of the NXT roster. Meaning that, yes, he is medically cleared to compete, and he will be. Regal signed off that Joe is now going to be an official member of the NXT roster. Joe needed him to sign that. And Joe, after getting that signed, Joe mentioned, he mentioned that there's 3 steps. We got the first 2 out the way. He's an active member on the NXT roster, and he is officially done with being management. So what else could there be? What else is there? There is one thing that needs to happen. William Regal got attacked by Karrion Kross. And the only way that Karrion Kross will never be able to do and fucking whatever he wants, do anything he thinks he can, because he's a champion. The only way that he'll ever learn that he's not this big fucking guy, that he's not this, the only way that he'll get it through his head is if Samoa Joe beats him 1-on-1. So Joe took out a contract. The third step is Joe wanting a match against Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship at Takeover 36. And Regal, oh my God, after what he got last week, Regal might as well let Joe do whatever the fuck he pleases. He has to sign it off. And once Regal signs it off, that's it. The match should be made official, and it is. Karrion Kross didn't sign anything here. I think Karrion Kross has to sign and agree to it. He's the champion. But you know what? Regal can make the match happen, even if Kross doesn't even sign it. So William Regal signed the paper, and it is official at Takeover 36 on the 22nd, the day after SummerSlam. It will be Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship. That is my highlight. I love it. I can't wait for that match, and I hope Joe fucking wins. I hope Joe wins and puts everyone on everyone on the mark. I need that to happen. But that's not the only thing that's going to happen at Takeover. You know, Kross does not need to become champion. Joe can win the title, taking it from him because he's had an already undefeated streak. And this is why I said I think that, as I said that Hardy would pin him on Raw. Here's my thinking now. On NXT, I really think Karrion Kross should have not lost against Hardy. I think the loss should have came to the expense of Samoa Joe. I think Samoa Joe should have defeated Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship. And well, my God, when Joe gets in that ring and starts brawling with Karrion Kross, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for it. And when Joe puts on that fucking coquina clutch, oh my God, I'm going to be happy because Joe is one of my favorite fucking, if it's wrestlers, my favorite wrestlers of today, Cesaro, Liv Morgan, Samoa Joe, Adam Cole, Kylo, actually, switch it. Men, Cesaro, Samoa Joe, Kyle O'Reilly, Shinsuke Nakamura, and fucking Biggie. Women, Sasha, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Naomi. Samoa Joe is just so fucking great. I love him. He is a great, awesome guy. But let's move on anyway. Going forward, I can keep rambling on. Carmelo Hayes took on Josh Briggs in the NXT Breakout, and I think that it's going to come down to two people in this tournament. I think Odyssey Jones, I think his name is Odyssey Jones, and Carmelo Hayes for this tournament will be the last two. I think that those men are great. Those are the two men I think that will be great. I think that those are the two people. I love it. Carmelo Hayes did pick up a victory over Josh Briggs. And next week we're gonna get Joe Gacy and another individual. I forget the name. But then we got a shock. We got a shocking surprise. We saw Raquel Gonzalez come out to address the NXT Women's Division, and right off the bat, once I saw that, I already knew what was gonna happen. I knew exactly what was gonna happen. It was gonna be Raquel Gonzalez coming out, addressing anyone to face her at NXT TakeOver 36, and we were going to get Dakota Kai to turn on her. Kind of like literally, Shawn Michaels and Diesel had back in the day. This was perfectly set up. It took time. It took a lot of effort to do this. And yes, Dakota Kai is playing the Shawn Michaels in this. So Dakota Kai is the heel. Raquel Gonzalez is the face. We need to make that very clear. They are that is it. Raquel Gonzalez becoming champion. She defeated Io Shirai. She took on people like Ember Moon. She took on Io Shirai, I think, again. She defended her title against Xia Li. She took it on the women's division completely. She's also tried to win matches here and there. Dakota Kai's been pretty good too. But I knew it was going to happen. I knew Dakota Kai was going to attack Raquel Gonzalez. I knew it was going to happen. She was going to turn, But this was after Dakota Kai, she proclaimed that Raquel Gonzalez will remain NXT Women's Champion as long as she has her back. As long as Dakota Kai has Raquel Gonzalez back, nothing's going to happen. But that little friendship ended when she hit her own Dakota kick. Sami Zayn's maneuver kick. In the corner. As she was cheering on, She actually made a reference to fucking Diesel, Big Daddy Cool, Big Daddy, Big Mama Gonzalez. I think she said. I don't know. I don't remember. Big Mommy Gonzalez or whatever the fuck she said. That was a great reference. I think that was a good reference to use. Flip it. But yeah, but when put both of them together, I mean, that was it. Like, I remember, like, looking at them, like, they are, like, you know, they are the tag team duo, like, honestly, looking at it. Like, they are just great together. But now to have Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, go up against each other, it's great. So having them go up against each other will be fucking great to see them, at NXT too. We'll have to see what happens next week. But moving forward, um we got Kaden Carter and Casey Kazero, Kazero taking on Frankie Monette and Jesse Cameo. And actually, what happened is that Casey and Kaden won. They won. They fucking won. And they won after Robert Stone threw his, I think, book or a little, like, whatever, threw whatever at fucking Frankie Monette like an idiot. And they lost. Frankie Monette lost. So they need to get on the same. They need to get on. They need to get on a better track. They need to fucking, like, Frankie Monette better fucking, slam you down, Robert. Like, Robert Stone needs a beating. He does. He really does. Imperium took on Hit Row, and we're setting up Legado del Fantasma versus Hit Row, and I think this is going to be great. Next week, it's going to happen. But NXT Takeover 36, I think it's going to be Santos Escobar taking on Isaiah Swerve Scott for the, title. And I think we're looking. I don't know who's the heel, but I think it's pretty clear that Legado del Fantasma is they're the heel, and we're getting Hit Row to be the face. I think everybody's behind Hit Row because they're going Hit Row in the crowd. So, but they took on Imperium, and Imperium was not taking another loss. So they were going to take losses here. So they pick up the victory against Hit Row after a distraction from none other than Mr. Santos Escobar. And my God, it was a complete distraction because we just saw Isaiah Swerve get pushed right into the pole. Then you had Top Dollar take out both Mendoza and fucking Wild. So then they get a 3-on-1 assault afterwards when Top Dollar gets back in the ring to try to break up the pinfall, but it's too late because it's already done. Imperium defeats Hit Row. But, man, I love that they're going to get in here. But Isaiah Scott came back after fucking being knocked out with a chair and fucking literally started swinging for the fences. Gato del Fantasma was out of the ring, up the ramp already, and Dax Mr. Dax, a.k.a. Scott, a.k.a. Swerve Scott, Isaiah Swerve Scott, he was livid. He's mad. You can even see it, just shaking the head, just fucking mad and just furiating. So, yeah, I think we're setting up for that. I think WWE is setting up for that. I'm happy to see where that goes. We then got the main event. Adam Cole versus Bronson Reed. And this, my guys, this was a great fucking match. It was colossal, just like Bronson Reed, and I loved it. I fucking loved it. Adam Cole, I was like, Adam Cole's going to pick up the victory here. Adam Cole's going to beat Bronson Reed. And it was true. After a Panama Sunrise from Adam Cole, Bronson Reed kicked out as he was going to go for last shot, a clothesline, then a power bomb from Bronson Reed to Adam Cole. He went up to the top, tried to hit a tsunami. He failed. He missed. Adam Cole super kicked him for like the fucking third or fourth time. He went and hit the last shot. He won 1, 2, 3. And as Adam Cole was celebrating, as the match was over, he got out. He celebrated. He stretched. He got attacked by Kyle O'Reilly. And oh my God, I fucking loved it. He hit him with a chair shot, and this is the same chair shot. If you guys remember back before they're in their house fatal 5-way match, they literally Kyle O'Reilly hit the fucking just my God, he just slammed the chair in Cole's back, and he left him. He left him bruised. Riley left Cole bruised. He did the same thing he did before, picked him up with a suplex onto the steel steps, leaving him there viciously, and this is what we're getting. We're getting Adam Cole O'Reilly 3, and it better be something good. Like, I think it should be a last man standing match or something. I think a last man standing match would be fucking perfect for that. But my God, that needs to fucking happen. We need that. That needs to happen. We need to see something like that. That needs to just come about. No questions, no nothing. All hands down. We should get that. I'm all behind it. I like it. It was great. That was NXT and Raw reviews. Like that was the broadest stand of the show. I loved NXT more than Raw. But tonight, I'm gonna watch AEW. And speaking of AEW, let's move on to now the good parts. I put this in the title. I don't know if you guys, I watched a video on it. Kenny Omega talking about a WWE an AEW and WWE crossover. And I was thinking, and still to this day, I still think that AEW should not take on WWE. In a sense. I think that it'd be better to have AEW compete with NXT. It makes perfect sense, especially with the fact that we have relationships such as Adam Cole and Britt Baker. If we already know Punk and Daniel Bryan are signed with AEW, so this would actually add more cherry on top for it. But the story between them, if they were to ever crossover, I think how I do it is I would tie the story in a little bit here. I think the story would be tied in like this. I think that it should be Cody Rhodes and Triple H. And now Triple H wants change. He wants more change than, previously, which was Samoa Joe and all that, you know? So what I'm thinking here is that if you want to do this properly, if you want to do it like maybe this year, AEW and WWE crossover and have like a little feud between both brands, or both companies, I'm okay with that completely. I think that it'd be the best to do two things. One, set it up, like have it lead up towards like after SummerSlam and after All Out. I think boom, right after then, boom, jump on it. Because I think it should be a 3-match way where AEW host one and then WWE host the other two. So we can get, 2 WWE pay-per-views. And then, so we get an NXT pay-per-view, we get NXT, and I think the best one, if we were going to go AEW and NXT, the story would be Cody Rhodes coming out, Triple H talking about change. And as he was going to say, AEW gets cut off because WWE cannot promote AEW. So Cody Rhodes comes out and talks about change to Triple H and how Triple H never once wanted to change Cody and make him put him on his brand, make him, a big star. So instead, he went over to Tony Khan to create an industry, create another business, and be a world champion. And Cody was a world champion. He was AEW champion before. They made him relevant. They had a great match storyline for ages. They made fucking great storylines. They had one with Dustin Rhodes and his family, and that's what it should be, a fight for the family. And it makes sense with Dustin Rhodes also being a full fucking member of NXT, helping NXT get built up here. He does it for his family. So in the first, for the pay-per-view, if NXT should face AEW, the pay-per-view should be Invasion. And I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great idea to have. I think Invasion should be the pay-per-view for the NXT. And then, you have AEW win the overall matches within that pay-per-view. You have some matches from WWE to win, and then you have AEW win, the majority of it. Cody Rhodes versus Triple H, that's there. The other one will be on AEW's turf, and WWE will beat AEW on their own turf. And then we get Survivor Series, Raw versus SmackDown, NXT versus AEW. And I feel like the winner in AEW and NXT should be, I think the full winner for this, I think it should be WWE. I think it should be WWE. I think WWE should win. It's their pay-per-view. It's their show. It's their pay-per-view. Vince won't want to fucking have them lose. So I think that, in this sense, we had Raw win the fucking men's last year and the women's. So I think this year SmackDown should win the men's. SmackDown should win the women's. NXT in NXT and AEW, I think AEW should win the men's and WWE wins the women's. Or and NXT wins the women's. I think that's perfect. I think it gets all of us geared up and set for that for Survivor Series. I think that's what they should do. NXT and AEW. But to have them cross over, I don't know how Vince would feel about that. Vince is not really lenient to other company being promoted here, so hey, the crossover could happen, but I really think NXT and AEW should be the crossover. I think Triple H and Cody Rhodes should talk to each other, maybe get them in the room, Art Anderson, maybe Tony Khan in there. But I saw a picture. I want to make this very clear. I saw a picture. It was on Twitter. It was with the WWE Universe, Tony Khan, and Titus O'Neil standing literally shoulder, like really like arm over each other, arm over the shoulder. I really think that Tony Khan and WWE, Vince McMahon, Tony Khan can have a conversation, work out the minds, the minds of an old man versus the young man. I really think that this would be great. I think that this would be a great setup. It needs to happen in NXT though. It needs to be NXT because I think that WWE would, if they were to go up against WWE, my God, great talent, but I think WWE would literally do whatever they want. I really feel like WWE would do that. But here's the thing, too, with the promo cutting and all that in this, AEW would have to fucking follow WWE's rules in this shit if they were to have their own storyline. That means WWE would have to create the whole storyline with AEW and tie it all in and never speak to them again. Like, let them go their separate ways. But overall, WWE should win this fight against AEW if they were to cross over, or NXT should be AEW. I don't know. What do you guys take? Leave them down in the comments below. And yeah, I put more at the end of this because I wanted to say another thing. I will not be doing the Talking Logic podcast this week because I'm going to be on vacation in Maine. I know, I'm sad, sorry. But I'm going to be watching SmackDown on that day. I'm pretty happy. I'm excited for what's going to happen. It's going to occur on It's going to occur on SmackDown. So we're going to get some good matches. I think we're getting I think this is gonna happen. I think we're gonna get a 6-man tag team match. I think it's gonna be Big E, Cesaro, and Shinsuke taking on Apollo Crews and the Dirty Dogs. Not confirmed. I'm not saying that that's confirmed. I don't know. I'm just predicting that could be a match. I think that's one. I think another one could be Tony Storm getting another little match here against Selena Vega or whatever. Get her a little bit pumped up. Roman Reigns continuing his story with fucking Roman Reigns and John Cena, their story. I don't know, but there's that. Um, One thing I want to talk about with Raw, you didn't see John Cena. I'm sorry that I did not mention John Cena at Raw, but John Cena had a match after Raw. So Raw does Raw Dark, okay? And Raw Dark is basically untaped, on air. It's not aired on TV, which I really think that they should really, exclusively, I think WWE should tape Dark Raw, Dark Raw, the full matchup between them because you don't get to see it on TV, but WWE should be eligible to fucking, show it. I don't know why. I feel like the people at home should be able to watch the Dark even if they're not there. But I guess the Dark matches are for fucking um people like John's, people who are in the crowds. So the matchup was John Cena and Riddle taking on Mason T-Bar. And John Cena and Riddle won. And they actually did it on SmackDown before too. When they came back to SmackDown, it was it was John Mysterio taking on the Bloodline. That would have been a great match to see, especially if it wasn't dark. You know what I mean? My God. Or I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was on that SmackDown or if it was on the SmackDown they returned. I don't think it was on the SmackDown return. I think it was on the one that John Cena, didn't really, when Finn Balor came out. I don't know where they're leading toward this. I just think John Cena, Finn Balor's just I guess, setup man for fucking Finn Balor's just setup man. But my God, I think Roman could take on Finn Balor on SmackDown this week. The Usos and maybe Ray versus Jay. That's why they did Jimmy versus Dominic. They want to do Ray versus Jay. Make the little Ray versus Jay combo. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I think Ray should pick up the victory here. But WWE is going to probably make, the Usos win. And that's great too, helping each other. But we don't know what's going to happen on SmackDown. Tomorrow, I got WWE theories, which some people have gotten a lot of views on that. Got a lot of views for watching, on that. So stick tomorrow because we got at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. WWE theories. We'll be looking at three individuals and making theories on them, well, conspiracies on them, and talking about something in their past. We conspiracy theoried on, or So I think that for this one, I forget who I chose. I think if I remember, I think it's going to be Damian Priest from Raw. I think Bronson Reed. I think I chose Bronson Reed and Liv Morgan. I think those are the ones I chose. I'll have to go back and look, and I think it's those three. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Raw NXT review, the wrestling review. Much for being here. Is a was a really good time. Been here for more than an hour, so it's something good. Thank you guys for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe, leave a like, comment down below, and turn on those post notifications so you'll never miss any wrestling content. Thank you guys so much for being here. Stay safe. Enjoy your day. It's beautiful. Where I was yesterday was pretty shitty, but today it's blazing sun. So, yeah. Thank you.